How do we share our faith more effectively? Welcome to All That Catholic Stuff. I'm Chris Bray. You know, there's this one particular passage in scripture that is like the battle cry for all of the apologetics world. And it's from 1 Peter 3:15-16. It says this: always be ready to give a defense to everyone who asks you to give an account of the hope that is in you, but do it with gentleness and reverence. Now this, if you've been part of the apologetics community, if you've ever read any apologetics books, any books about like how to share your faith, how to witness, any sort of Catholic apologetics books, you'll probably have heard that passage before. This passage is also used online in debates and in arguments, in people who use this as the forerunner to be able to share the faith with others. The problem is the latter part of that passage is often forgotten. You know, it's great for us to be ready to give a defense of the hope that is in us and to have so many reasons and so many arguments and so many of the apologetics to intellectually know and to understand what all of those are, so that when God creates the opportunity, when he puts us in a place with somebody who has an honest and seeking and sincere heart, yearning and longing for truth, that we are ready to be able to give an account of that hope that is within us. The thing that we so often forget, though, is the very last part of that passage where it says, but do it with gentleness and reverence. I think so often what happens, especially online on social media, is when we get into discussions about the faith, it turns into this like battle, right? Where we're yielding swords and shields and we're like firing arrows at one another and daggers and reverse slinging back and forth. But when was the last time that we approached our sharing of the faith with this gentleness and this reverence? Because that is the tone. That is what sets the tone when we share the faith with others, that communicates through love the beauty of the gospel, right? I can't tell you how many times in my own life, not only have I been the victim of being talked to in such a condescending kind of a way, but I've also been the person who's spoken so rudely and disrespectfully towards the other person. And for that, I'm very regretful. You know, I've hurt a lot of relationships that way. But when we approach our conversations of faith and these opportunities that God places before us with this gentleness and with this reverence through charity, it changes everything. Because then when somebody has an open heart who's honestly searching and seeking for that something more, to know the fullness of the truth of the gospel, not only are we going to be able to give them the answers or be able to point them in the right direction, but we'll also be a companion to them, to be able to labor with them, to suffer and to toil with them towards truth, right? To journey along with the other person, not just like punching them in the face with a truth bomb and then walking away and saying, see, I told you so, but actually journeying along with them towards the eternal destination of heaven. Because at the end of the day, that's what all of these apologetics, all of these books, all of these theologies, all of this is pointed towards one goal and destination, heaven. So that we can be in unity with God, to be in relationship with the God who created us out of love. And when we do that with gentleness and reverence, it makes all of our apologetic efforts in sharing the faith so much more effective. Hey, if you found this episode of All That Catholic Stuff helpful, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe, share with others you think might benefit from it. That's actually what helps other people to be able to see these videos. If you'd also consider supporting my ministry at patreon.com/Chris Bray. And lastly, consider bringing me to your parish or event. You can get all the information on that, all more music and talks on my website, chrisbraymusic.com. Thank you so much. God bless you.